And good evening, everyone. It is April 9th. It is Mama Christine's podcast, Living Life Through Experience, week number 14. So, what we talk about is basically experiences that either I've been through or someone else has been through that can kind of help you maybe where you're stuck right now. So we'll see where it takes us. I always grab the cards, and because I'm doing this from home tonight, I have a different deck of cards. It's called Work Your Light Oracle cards. Very, very nice. Very pretty. And we kind of go, like, seems like I never have, like, what am I going to talk about tonight? It's always, you know what, let spirit bring it through. And I just kind of go with that. So that's what we're doing. So let's shuffle up a little bit. Hopefully everybody had a nice Easter. The sun is shining finally. Temperatures aren't great, but they're getting there. They're getting there. I'm looking forward to it. Really am. All right, here we go. Right in the middle. Boom. All right, take a break. Take a break. That's the first card. All right, so take a break. A life's work, not a season. Get off the treadmill. Okay, so basically when you talk about getting off the treadmill, what does that mean? That means stop with the patterns, the same old patterns over and over and over again, right? Life is a work, meaning it goes from the time you're born till the time you die. You never learn everything right away. You never go through everything right away. It's a journey. It is a lifelong journey, right? It's not a season. Right? It's not like spring. Spring only happens in 3 months of the year. No, your life happens throughout your whole life, so remember that. So when you find yourself thinking like, oh, I'm fine, I don't have anything else to learn. Oh, I'm fine, I've healed. No, I doubt it. You may have healed some, but it doesn't mean you healed it all. Okay? It takes time. And it takes longer than a season. But for those of you who don't want to acknowledge or accept, maybe something that didn't go right, a relationship that didn't happen, a job that you lost, living situation that changed, whatever it may be. Again, get off that treadmill, because why does this keep happening to me? And I think I've talked about this, which is kind of funny. It's like, I want to say, like, these past couple of weeks, it seems like the same messages keep coming through, and I'm like, okay, what does that mean? It means just that. It means if people are not moving and getting off their little tushies to go do something, you got to hear the message again and again and again and again and again. I know, no fun, right? Which leads us the next card. Don't dim to fit in. Now, what does that mean? Do not hide. Do not shrink down. Do not run away. How are you dimming your light in order to fit in? Because doesn't everybody want to fit in? Sure, right? We all do. Remember going through middle school, high school, right? Everybody wants to fit in. And what do? Right away, we change who we are to adapt to someone else's lifestyle because we want to fit in with them. Instead of fitting in with who you are as you are and finding others who are like-minded or same energy. We shrink ourselves down and bow down to the people in front of us because we think they're superior to us. And nobody is superior to anyone else. They really are not. So stop dimming your light to show people you're something you're not. It's a big deal. It really is. It's like wearing the mask. Why are you wearing a mask? Just be who you are. And if people don't like who you are, well, frick them, right? Screw it. Who gives a shit? What everybody thinks of me is none of my business. Remember that. When people talk about me, it's none of my business. You know why? Because I know my truth. I'm the one sitting here letting things go and healing from whatever I might have been through, right? But yet you find out the other people are still talking. They're still downsizing what happened. They're still, I don't know, throwing blame around, still judging. I don't know what it is. Whatever that person is doing, I really don't care. You know what I mean? But again, sometimes we do. We dim our light so we can fit in. And it's like, stop fitting in. Stop making excuses for other people. If those people do not fit your needs, then you don't need them. That's a big deal. So you talk about patterns, break the pattern of always dimming your light so that you can fit in and follow the masses. If you know the rest of that, you understand. Next. Oh, we got two right off the bat, so they must go together. Here you go. Warrior woman, right? Warrior woman, man, doesn't matter. Have you answered your deepest calling? So again, if you are dimming your light to fit in with everyone else and everything else and not showing your true potential, you're going to miss on opportunities, right? Because you know what your deepest calling is, but yet somehow, for some reason, we always feel the need that we have to please other people. And I'm like, again, screw the other people and do what makes you happy. Which brings you here. Dance with life, right? Do something to change your energy. So it's like, this is what my heart wants, and this is what I want to do. I want to fulfill my purpose, and I want to be happy. I want to dance. I want to sing. I want to yell to the powers that be how grateful I am for everything I have. Whatever it is, right? That's what you want to be. And again, you know, why do we do it? We do it with friends or so-called friends. We do it for teachers, for our parents. We do it for our family members, other friends, co-workers, bosses, relationship people. It's like, why do we shrink down? Why? I can tell you why I had done it in the past. And I saw the pattern. I did. Now the pattern's gone. I'm done. But I mean, I remember, you know, like I said, my first husband was very selfish, and, you know, he would spend money on things that were what I considered toys. He called them collectibles, but anyway, it doesn't matter. Priorities are priorities. And when you need to pay your bills and you need food and you need this and you need that to survive and to live, and someone is spending money on other stuff, that's not priorities. Excuse me. But what would happen is we'd be invited out to eat by my parents, and he'd be like, yeah, let's go. I'm like, we don't have the money. He's like, oh, your parents are going to pay anyway. You know, they always do. And I'm like, yeah, but I'm tired of doing that. And I remember in the beginning just going, okay, let's go. And after a while, I'm like, no, this is wrong. Why am I doing this to please you so you can go out to eat for free? And here I am in the middle feeling bad that, I mean, my parents would have paid for me no matter what. And that was just them. That's who they were. And that's fine. But it's the whole principle of the thing. He was willing to go because he knew they were paying, and he was taking advantage of that. And I remember one time just, you know what, I'm done with this. And my parents called and said, hey, you want to go out to eat? And I said, you know what? No, we don't have the money today. So maybe another time. And he looked at me and gave me a look. And I'm like, you know what? I'm tired of making excuses for you. I am tired of putting on the blinders and just just pretending that things are okay when they're not. You know, at some point you wake up, and it was like, I'm done with that. I can't do this anymore. You know, it's just too much. So it did make a big change at that point. It really did. He didn't like the change, but changes happen. You know what I mean? So, you know, you learn. And my second marriage, again, I found my independence. I found my strength. And I learned that, you know what, I'm not going to make excuses. It was a much different scenario. It definitely was. I mean, you know, money wasn't an issue, but other things were issues, you know. So it was like, I remember people saying to me, why do you stay with him? I'm like, he's just got that personality. It's like, whatever. It's in one ear and out the other, doesn't bother me. And I know everybody has their quirks, and everybody is with somebody who has these quirks that other people may not like. But again, you love a person for who they are. The difference being, sometimes it's just their personality. Other times it is just their meanness, you know, and their negative talk and the disruption of house, and just, and it started to become that. And I stopped saying like, yeah, no, I'm done listening to this. And I started standing up for myself. even more. Like I said, I found my independence, and I wasn't going to make excuses for somebody else, but I was making excuses to myself. I wasn't making it for him the second time. And I was like, no, I can't do that either. I can't, and then of course then everything changed. And since then, I haven't. I mean, I've been alone for 12 years, and and I'm fine with that. I'm comfortable. I did date a couple of people, and I kind of caught myself going, well, this is a quirk I really don't like, but I'm like, oh, whatever. I'm just out dating. I'm just having some fun. I'm not looking for a serious relationship. I'm not. But again, even that was like, wait a minute, I can't do that either. No, this isn't right. I'm tired of overlooking things I don't like just to be with somebody. And I ended both of them, both relationships that I had. I mean, one guy was okay. The other guy, a little better, but not much better. So it was like, no, this isn't what I want. And I let it go. So you got to think of those patterns. If you see, the minute you see it, it's like, oh, no, that's my old self. I don't do that anymore. Walk away. Time to dance with life. Time to follow your heart and do what makes you happy. So how do we do that? Right? How do we do that? People say, okay, fine. You want me to go, do my thing and whatever. First things first, you need to be grounded. Okay? That's what this says. Get grounded. Empaths, highly sensitive people, connect with nature. Everybody. You don't have to be highly sensitive. You don't have to be an empath. Everybody needs to be grounded. Everybody. When you get up in the morning and you put your feet on the floor, first thing, I'm grounded. It's just a quick thought. It's not a process, okay? It's a thought. Go before you leave, you get ready for work, whatever. Before you leave the house, I am grounded. I am surrounded and protected by the light of God, light of the angels, light of the divine, just a big ball of light, whatever you want to call it, doesn't matter. Your intentions, you set them. Then throughout the day, when you get to work, let's say your boss is cranky, check your bubble, because if he's cranky, that energy's coming in your direction. I am grounded. I am surrounded and protected. I am grounded. I am surrounded and protected. If something else happens, maybe you got a coworker who's just yapping away her negativity or his negativity because he's got a vent. I'm grounded. I'm protected. I'm grounded. I'm protected. And then, you can have boundaries as well. Say, I hate to see that you're going through such a tough time, but can we talk about something else? Because, I think right now we need to get our work done, and maybe by being a little more positive, you'll feel a little better as well. Set a boundary. It can be nice, right? It doesn't have to be like, hey, I'm done talking to you. So ground yourself, protect yourself, do whatever you need to do to be in a good place. And again, if you find like you haven't been checking in and now you're starting to feel like really negative and like not having a clear head, things like that, then basically what's happened is you're probably not grounded and your bubble is busted. But again, you just take a moment, take a deep breath. I clear away all this negative energy, all this lower energy. I am now grounded. I am now protected in a big bubble of light. Everything we do is intention. Okay? There's no physical aspect to any of this. It is intention. Where your mind is where you're going to be. So if you believe and fully just picture it in your mind, and if you have trouble picturing, don't worry, the words are strong enough. I am grounded. I am surrounded and protected in a beautiful bubble of light. Okay? Intention is huge. It's called the law of attraction, which is a real thing, just like the law of gravity. Okay? So pay attention. All right. The ever unfolding rose cracked open. It's happened for you, not to you. Okay? So what does this mean? So now I'm grounded, I'm protected. Now what's going on with this unfolding rose, right? Well, think of being stuck, okay? I've been stuck for a while. I haven't been grounded. I haven't been taking care of myself. I haven't let go of things. I haven't whatever, right? Well, this is you stuck in that bud. And the minute you decide, like, you know what? I'm going to start taking care of me. I'm going to ground myself. I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to start letting go. I'm going to start forgiveness. I'm going to start doing more for me. See how that opened up like that? The rose just opens. Okay? That's what that means. When you start letting go of your own negativity, because we focus so much on everyone else's negativity, we never focus in on our own. And that's where we get caught sometimes. You know, when we go back to the very beginning, when it's talking about take a break, get off the treadmill, sometimes it's not even about anything or anyone else. It's about you. So are you denying yourself what's really happening? Are you denying yourself the healing? Are you denying yourself or sabotaging yourself so that things don't happen or you don't go places you don't want to go to? I mean, I've seen it many, many times. It's like, you could be sabotaging yourself as easily as, everybody's sick, I'll probably get sick, right? Boom, guess what? Sabotage, right? Why do we do that to ourselves? Because somewhere deep down inside, you're trying to hide from something or someone, and if you're sick, you're not going to be out and about where you have to deal with these people or this person. Who knows, right? Think about it. Think about it. So, your life will always be forever unfolding. You think of yourself, your mind, your body, your soul connection as a rose. And yes, it's as you start to heal and to let go and to progress in your own life, what happens is, again, we go through these waves of things that happen. Something comes in and hits us, right? Something negative, something that creates some anger or some sadness within you. Things fall apart and like, oh my God, my world's over, the whole 9 yards. It could be anything from something small to something really huge. And then your rose gets damaged. Okay, so we have a bloomed rose, but then it gets damaged. So one side falls, let's say. And now it's like, oh my God, now what? Well, now we have to start over. Okay? Repair your rose, as they would say. Do some healing, do some breathing, do some journaling, do some meditation, do some forgiveness work, do some trust and believe, and let that rose come back into a bud to open again. Okay? All right. So the next card I'm picking up is called Mintakan, longing for home, belonging, the original light worker. Now, what I'm getting from that, as far as the conversation we're having today, is that longing for home, that longing for belonging. And, a lot of people say, I don't have any friends. The people I do meet, they're just not my type of people. Every time I go on a date, it doesn't work out. I don't know what's happening. I don't know what's going on. Well, there's something within us that is always looking for someone or something of the same energy. So if you go back to the beginning where we're dimming our light to be a part of something, we're doing that because we're missing the part that we want with people that match our energy. And because we can't find that, we just start dimming our energy to match other people. Never do that. Always keep your energy and your light very bright, and you will attract the right people. Even if it's dating, same thing. If it's finding jobs, same thing. Always shine your light, never dim it. Keep your energy high, keep your mind positive, keep your light shining, and you will attract the right people for friendships, relationships, work opportunities, and God, anything else, okay? You really will. And if you're not right away, just take a breath. It's okay. Check in with yourself. Is there more healing I need to do? Is there something, am I afraid that I'm never going to meet anyone as a friend? Create a friendship circle. Well, you know what? Sometimes they're not going to come knocking on your door either. You have to be mindful of that. Because a lot of people, I don't meet people. Well, why not? Do you go out? No. Well, if you're going to sit home every day, then no, you're not going to meet people. So maybe it's time to start going out and doing things that you enjoy. Because there will be people there. And, if you like what you're going to, then you might meet people, obviously, who are like-minded. They like the same thing. They're going to be there. Does it mean everybody's energy is going to match yours? No, not always. But, again, don't sit in your four walls and go, I can't meet anybody. It means get up, get out, and go do something. How many times have you seen, of course, everybody's got social media. How many times have you seen there's things on there like, oh my God, that would be so fun, but you won't go because you're by yourself. But again, how are you going to meet friends if you don't get out? How are you going to meet a relationship partner if you don't go out? Okay? I've been on vacations by myself. I have gone to things by myself. I go to things with friends too. There's all these opportunities I have taken advantage of. So the opportunities will be there for me to meet other people, and I have met people, and it's been good. It really has. So get yourself out. All right. Your guidance is divinely guided. So this is Akasha, which right away takes me to the Akashic records. And those are the records that have all of our information in it from the minute we're born to the minute we're going to die, and everything that's going to happen in between. And believe me, when spirit is guiding you to go do something, or to go somewhere, or to do something for yourself, or whatever it may be, maybe get out of your four walls and go do something, right? That is being divinely guided, because they know this is what's going to happen to you. Get out of the house and go enjoy that. You're going to meet a new friend. You're going to make a new friend. You're going to make a new relationship. You're going to enjoy yourself. You're going to have your energy raised by doing something fun that you enjoy. Think about that. I always tell people, I says, us humans are really stupid. Okay? And the reason why I say that, and I'm saying it laughingly, of course, but it's like, we really are. Now, if you are like me and have a spiritual mindset and believe in intuition and whatnot, because intuition is real, everybody has it. If you had a gut feeling, or you thought about a friend and 5 minutes later they call you, that's all intuition. So, if you're in this mindset, then you should know spirit knows everything. They know what's going to happen to you from the minute you're born to the minute you die. So if they're saying turn left, turn left, turn left, and you go, I don't know, I think it's on the right side. Why do we do that? Why do we not listen? I had that happen to me many years ago. My kids were still small. I still had like the mom minivan and the whole thing. And I remember coming back from the city, heading back to Westport, and where I was driving was like 2 lanes going south, and it eventually turns into a single lane, each way, heading through Tiverton back to Westport. And there's also the highway. And I was in the left lane, and all I heard was somebody in my back seat yell, "Take the highway." I actually whipped my head around and looked like, who's in my back seat? That's how loud it was. And that's how much it was outside of myself that I heard it, not in my head. It was outside of myself. And I'm like looking like I couldn't get over to the other side. So again, it like, take the highway. And I'm like, I can't get over there. What do you want me to do? Right? Now, if I was smart, I could have gone up, made a U-turn, and then gone up the highway on the other side. But I didn't. I was like, oh, it'll be fine. So I go all the way down to 177. I take a left, and I come down through Tiverton into Westport. And just as I'm reaching where the Ace Hardware is here, down the street, an older gentleman decides, oh my God, look, there's a parking spot. Just as I'm getting there, he cuts right in front of me. So needless to say, I smacked his back end and tore apart his tire. And oh, it was a mess. Nobody was hurt, but it was like, if I had listened a little bit more, I could have turned around somewhere. Could have been a different outcome. But again, I did listen, but I didn't follow through. So I guess that's what you could call it. But spirit knows. They know. And of course, when you have this sensation, this feeling, that little voice that's like, do this, do this, do this, do this, and you know how strong it is. Why do we go, I don't know. Is that just me thinking? What is this? Right? Trust. Write things down. Write things down. Keep a small notebook, an intuition notebook, okay? And anytime you get that sense, a feeling, a word, a sentence, a gut feeling, a sensation, I don't care what it is, write it down. And then make a decision whether or not to follow through with it. And then whether you do or you don't, write down your outcome. Just like your gut feeling. My gut told me not to go there, and I did anyway, and it sucked, right? That's happened too. I mean, sometimes you go somewhere and you're like, no, I don't feel it. Well, I'm going to go anyway. And then like, yeah, I should have stayed home. Then why didn't you? Right? I know sometimes we get bored and we want something to do, but at the same time, I'd rather sit home and do something else I enjoy. Maybe read a book, watch a good movie, play cards, call a friend, than go sit through something that I just really don't enjoy and waste my time. So think about that. So yes, your guidance is divinely guided. So listen to it. The awakening, the energetic upgrades, a new way of being, integration. So that the awakening for you means finally seeing things the way you want to see them, paying attention and saying, yes, that's my intuition. Yes, I'm going to listen to it. Yes, I've done some healing. Yes, I've done some forgiveness. Yes, I've done journaling and meditation and all these different things. You are reaching that point where you're, as I would say, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Okay. And now that you're at that point, it's like, oh, finally, now I woke up. I see it now. Now I want to fix things and I want to be better and I want to do more for myself. That's an awakening, okay? When you finally realize that what you've been doing just isn't working anymore and it's time to make a change and making that choice to change, which is beautiful. So do that, okay? Trust your path. You knew you would be supported. If you knew you'd be supported, what would you do? Okay? So trust your path. Again, it connects with the other cards that came up. Listening to that divinely guided guidance. You know, if you trust and believe that there is God, there is angels, there are spirit guides, there are loved ones, there are divine beings on the other side, and they help us, you believe in all that, then why don't you believe the guidance they're giving you? Right? Think of it that way. My life has been so much easier. I mean, I still go through my things, obviously, but how I go through them is much better. I see things now for what they are. I trust and believe it'll work out any way it's supposed to. I know I've been through other things and made it through that. I'll make it through this. You know, I trust my gut. I trust what I need to do. I mean, the things I've been through between a couple of divorces and some other bad things with people that just, you know, was very disappointing. I just kind of, you know, learned to like, you know what? It is what it is. I'll get through it. I'll work through it. And at some point it'll be over and I'll be a better person. That's all you can do. Worry does nothing except waste your energy. Right? Doubt and fear, waste of energy. It's just a feeling. So why not have good feelings? I always say, like I have said this, oh my God, so many times between my daily video and I think last week, or maybe it was the week before on the podcast, saying something to the effect of 5 comments were made about you today. 4 were positive, 1 was negative. The only one you focused on was the negative one. True? True. So why do we deny all the good information, the good guidance that we get from the divine and mess it up by focusing on that one thought in our head? What if I'm wrong? What if it's just me thinking? What if it goes on and on, right? Guidance is strong. Why do we deny ourselves the ability or the need to listen to the guidance of the divine? Why do we do that? Programming, maybe? Belief systems? You can't do that. The only person that can talk to those beings are, you know, priests or monks or reverends. I don't know, whoever. It's like, no, everybody can do this. You know why? Because everybody on this bloody planet Earth is a human being. There is no one human being that is better than another. Okay? We all have the ability to love. We all have the ability to trust and believe and get information and get guidance and get signs. And so do it. Do it. Make your life easier. Make your life better. Right? Again, life is so much easier now that I listen. And if something is downright crappy in my life, well, it is what it is. I'll get through it. I'll fix it. I'll change it. I'll let it go. Whatever I need to do. Whatever I need to do. So, priestess, how are you being called to step up and lead? How many of you hear that little thing in your head? You got this. You're strong. You can do this. Stand up for yourself. Be courageous. You got this. All the time. All the time. I know people do. I know people do. When I'm doing my readings and I say that, they just look at me, they smile, they look down at the floor like, yep, that's me. I get it. I know. I heard it, but I don't listen to it. Why? Why? So, Listen to the divine. They're trying to help you face your fears. Stand up, be strong, be courageous, move forward. Stand up for your beliefs, set some boundaries, put your foot down, whatever you want to call it. But do what makes you happy. Because when it talks about step up and lead, it means your life. Step up and lead. You are in charge of your life. Nobody else is. Nobody should be telling you how to live your life or what to do in your life and so on and so forth. No. Stand up. Be who you are. There's your boundaries, right? Boundaries. Where do you need to establish better boundaries? People in your life giving you flock? No, thank you. If you have nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. People taking advantage? No, I'm sorry. I've helped you before a few times. I have to stop now. I think you need to figure it out on your own. And then creating boundaries with yourself. And why do I say that? Because we allow ourselves to put ourselves down. We allow ourselves to do things that we wouldn't do to a friend, but we do it to ourselves, right? I mean, it's crazy what we do. If we spend just as much time telling ourselves good things as we tell other people, how many times have you commented on someone else or gave them a compliment? Like, oh God, you look great today. Oh, you have such great energy. You know, like, oh, you're so good at that. Why don't you do that for you? Do you tell yourself that you're good at something? Do you tell yourself you're beautiful? Because everybody in this world is beautiful. Beauty comes from within. It doesn't come from outside. Right? Don't judge a book by its cover. Right? How many times can you go get a book and the cover looks like, and somebody says, I'm telling you, read the story. And you read it and you go, oh my God, that book was fantastic. Right? Right. So are you. You're fantastic. So stop putting yourself down. Stop not giving yourself enough credit. If you're willing to give everybody else credit for who they are, give yourself some credit for who you are. Okay? And if you made a mistake, well, good for you. You're here to learn. Okay? Now you know better. Doesn't mean you're a bad person. Just means you made a mistake. We've all done it. Pillar of light. Your vibration is rising. You are the oracle. Okay? So basically what that means is as we go through everything we've been talking about right along, healing, letting go, boundaries, all these great things, it makes you a stronger person. It makes you a pillar of light because when you change, people notice, right? I had somebody come in for Reiki a long time ago, and after they got their Reiki sessions, happened a few times actually, but this one person sticks in my head. You know, everybody was looking at this person the next day and go, wow, you look good today. Wow, what did you do? You seem so different today. Like, what is going on? Because when you take the time to work on yourself and you choose to work on yourself, it shows. People see it, right? Oh my God. Like, how easy is it to notice, like, when somebody's in a bad place? Wow, she looks like shit today. Oh, what's up with him? He looks awful, right? You see it. Well, we also see it when people are in a good space, all right? So be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. Mindful about yourself as well. I mean, because, again, we're so easy to judge ourselves so harshly. Stop doing that. You're beautiful inside and out. You're smart, right? You're uplifting. You're a light. You know, you're just perfect as you are. You're perfectly imperfect as we all are, right? So remember that. All right, last one. Protection. When in doubt, call on your people. Okay, that's what I always say. Call back your power, cut the cords, and take back the pieces of your soul that people take away from you. Call on your people. When you're feeling out of sorts and you're maybe feeling negative, maybe you feel like you're stuck being around people with that energy that's just like, ugh, sometimes you can't avoid it. Angels, please surround me and protect me. Shield me from this negative energy. Shield me from this lower energy. Give me the strength and courage I need to get through this day or this situation or whatever it may be. Right? Take back your power. Don't let people take it away from you. Take it back. It's yours, not anyone else's. So be mindful of that. Be mindful of that. So that's pretty much what I'm talking about today. One last thing. Birthing a new age. That's what I want you guys to work on this week. Birthing a new you. Work on listening to the divine. Listen to your messages. Listen to your intuition. Work on some journaling, maybe meditation, letting go of that anger, that sadness connected to whatever it's connected to. Work on you. Give yourself a compliment every day. You know, I always say, you know, at the end of the day, take a piece of paper and write down 10 things I'm grateful for, 5 things I'm good at, and 3 people I love the most. Not that I want to say you're playing favorites, but maybe that day, maybe someone came up to you and was like, they really helped you with something, or they really made you feel good. So maybe change it to 3 people who changed my energy today instead of loved me the most. And just, you know, try those things. And then, you know, keep the notebook going day after day. And then go back and read it after a week and go, wow, look at all the great things today. You know, look at all the things I was grateful for, the great people in my life, and the things I'm good at, you know. And do your best not to repeat what you're good at every single day, you know, because there are things that you're good at other than just what you do at work. Or maybe bake cookies, or, you know, there's lots of things you're good at. You're emotionally connected to people. Maybe you're a good listener. Maybe you are a supporter of something, or whatever it might be. You know what I mean? So think about those things. Hey, baby. It's my cat. There she is. It's my cat. This is my mama kitty. Yeah, she just loves to be around me constantly. Her and the other cat and the dog follow me around like, oh my God, Christine's fan club, as my kids would call it. I don't care what room I'm in, they're all in the same room. So they follow me on and on and on. So that's it, guys. So, you know, not a huge message this week, but hey, you know, every week a little bit of something helps you a long way. It really, really does. It helped me. It's going to help you. So yeah, so that's the messages for today. That is my talk. That's my TED Talk, right? So yeah, so do some stuff for yourself this week and see how much better you feel. All right. And I will talk to you guys next Thursday. So have a great evening. Thanks for listening. And remember, share with your friends or share with those who you think could benefit from listening to some good, positive, uplifting information. Thanks again. You guys are great.